and welcome to my channel. Now before I start the lesson today, I want to share something with you which I think is going to really inspire you about these shapes that we're going to do. So let's have a look before we actually start the exercise. So I have a series of paintings here that I want you to have a look at and see if you can feel the difference that it makes looking at the different shapes. You know, for example, a triangle can feel energetic, whilst a soft circle can make you feel calm and comforting. Shapes have their own personalities, and when you start to recognize them, your art takes on a whole new depth. So we're going to deep dive into this world of shapes, looking at all the different ones and their different emotions, and exploring the unique moods and emotions they bring to your work in a very unique and intuitive way. So I'm sure you'll agree that those paintings are really inspirational and gives us lots of ideas. They've certainly inspired me to do this lesson, but I want to take it another step forward on pairing the shapes with a colour. You know, what shapes do we associate with what colour? So it's going to be a very interesting exercise, which will also give you a whole new insight into how you're using shapes and even mark making in your painting. How are the colours resonating with you? So it's going to be an exciting lesson, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. And if you do, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe for more if you enjoy what you're seeing and you want more. And, you know, do leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts about putting, you know, your colours and your shapes together. How does that make you feel? It would be really interesting to read your different thoughts about that. So without further ado, let's get started. For this exercise, I've got a big piece of cartridge paper, and I've divided this, like we did in the last exercise, into 6 different sections. And I've written in each part the shape that I'm going to do. So I've got squares, circles, triangles, I've got oval and cylinders, and then in this one I've got free draw, which I'll come to that as we go. Now you can do this in any way you like. My feeling was to do it first of all in pastels and then go back into colour later with paint. So again, when we're preparing to do any of these exercises, you want to focus, you know, take a breath, be very present with what you're doing. Again, if you want to put some music on to relax you, to get in that zone, you know, go for it. And really just feel as you're doing your, as you're putting your paper down and taping it up, start really connecting to how you're feeling, and be thinking about, you know, the shapes that you like and what you're drawn to. And then, you know, when you come actually to start, you're already halfway there. So I'm going to start with the squares. Now, when I think of squares, I'm going to you know, come up with the colour that I feel most towards. So I'm going to go towards, this is like an ultramarine blue colour in a pastel. So when I'm doing this, you can see, yeah, when I'm doing this, I'm relaxing. Now I'm not using my wrist, I'm using my whole arm. I just want you to feel as if you're moving right from the base of your spine, up your spine, through your shoulder, into the arm, and the shapes that you're making are just square shapes, and see where it takes you. They can be large, they can be small, and I don't want any circles in here at all. I just want them square. Very simple, but I've gone with blue with that, so I feel quite okay. So I'm going to move on to circles. So it's a different feeling, isn't it? Completely, to looking at that. How does that make me feel? It makes me feel quite organized, quite structured, quite intentional, and curious. interesting. So when I come back to painting that, I've already established some connection with how I feel about it. So let's go on to the circles. How do I feel about circles? What colour am I drawn to with that? I think I'm going to go into orange with the circle. Now again, the whole body. You're not using your wrists for drawing. You're using your whole arm, right from your spine, your shoulder and through. So when I start feeling about a circle, it's a very different feeling to what I was feeling with the squares. Okay, so I love the orange with it, and it's got a lovely gentle movement. I've got a fly buzzing around here who's obviously enjoying the lesson. It's a completely different feeling, I'm sure you'll see for yourself, between the blue and the orange and the squares and the circles. When I look at this, how do I feel? I feel a contentment, I feel a flow, I feel easy, and I feel kind of quite bright when I'm looking at that. So now I'm going to come to the triangles, different again. So I'm going to choose my colour for the triangles, and I think I'm going to go with... While I decide on the colour that I want to use, can I just tell you a little story? Because a few years ago, I hit this weird phase in my art. Maybe you know the one, that you're standing in front of your canvas or looking at your paper, brush in hand, and you're just stuck. The ideas aren't flowing, and when they do, they just don't turn out the way that you had pictured them to be. And it's really frustrating, isn't it? So one day I realised what I was missing. It was a connection, not just with my art, but with other artists, people who get me or get it, people who understand that sometimes the hardest part of creating isn't technique. It's the self-doubt and the overthinking and the am I good enough horrible spiral. So I started reaching out and joining different groups and having real conversations and sharing my struggles and wins. And it started to really change everything. You know, my confidence grew, my creativity exploded, and suddenly making art felt really fantastic again. And you know what? I realized that I really wasn't alone. And that's why I created the Art Connection group. It's an incredibly warm and welcoming space where, you know, artists, beginners and experienced and everyone in between can come together to support and inspire each other. We share tips and feedbacks and, you know, those moments when we finally nail something we've been working on forever. It's a fantastic feeling and everyone is so supportive. And then if you're stuck, people are there to help you get unstuck. But that's just the beginning, because in the group, we also offer an artist diary, a continuous stream of inspiration and ideas to keep your creativity flowing. And there are over 15 masterclasses designed to help you grow your skills and discover new techniques. So whether you're looking for a fresh perspective or practical advice, there's always something to spark your imagination. It's not just about making better art. It's about finding your people, the ones who lift you up when you're doubting yourself and cheer you on the loudest when you succeed. You know, because creating art doesn't have to be solo. It doesn't have to be on your own. So if that sounds like something that you've been really craving for, come and hang out with us. The first month is absolutely free to see for yourself if it's something that is a good fit for you and you're happy there. you can check out the link down below, and you never need to feel stuck or on your own ever again. So what are you waiting for? But let's get back to the painting and our shapes. I'm going to go with this red for the triangle. It's going to be similar, obviously that's orange, but this is red. So again, deep breath into it, and I'm just going to see where these triangles take me. Again, big, small. Nice. I like the fact that I did it in red. It's very strong to me. And the triangles, the image that comes up to me, my feeling in the triangle is, again, similar to structure, but it's more poignant, it's more deliberate and sharp and concentrated. That's kind of the feel that I get when I've done that. So 3 completely different emotions to the different colours to the different shape. So I'm going to come down here for the oval, and I'm spontaneously going to green. Interesting, for the oval. So deep breath. How do I feel about the ovals? Different, isn't it? So yeah, I like that. Now, interestingly, I'm getting a feeling here that I would like to develop that into leaves. I could easily do something with that from a leaf point of view, or a flower, and it's got a very natural feeling to me. It's quite organic, and again, completely different to the others. Obviously a completely different colour. So now I'm coming to the cylinder, and the cylinder shape I'm going to go with this kind of nice lilac purple. So cylinders. So let me feel into the cylinder shape. I'm going to turn this round. So with all of these shapes that I'm drawing, you notice that I'm not taking my hand off the paper, that I'm keeping that consistent movement on the paper, which helps you again to relax into it. It's lovely. I'm really enjoying that one. That's very relational to me. There's a lovely connection of those different shapes together. So I could very easily turn that into, something more. I could put something else here to turn it into, a shape of a person. So I love that. I'm very pleased with how, out of all of them, this is the one that I feel most drawn to, which again interests me because at the moment, a lot of my intuitive paintings, I'm bringing up figures. So I can see the direct connection between this free drawing of the cylinder to the figures that I've been doing. So now I'm going to come to free draw, which is this one, which is incorporating all the shapes that I've already done, that you will already do. So let me have a feel for the colour of that, and I'm going to go into yellow. So I want to incorporate all these shapes in this free draw, but keep it free and keep it very loose, keep it connected, keep it coming from that intuitive space, from that creative space, and allow it to unfold. So again, deep breath. I'm using my whole arm, and in a way, kind of closing my eyes to feel into it. Very simple. I hope you can see that because it's quite light. And I hope you can see the yellow on it. Very fascinating, but I've put all those shapes in there, and I could do something again very much with that. How do I feel? I do have that feeling of a relationship, of things coming together, of there being some warmth in it and some connection in it. So have a try of this yourself and maybe write a few notes about how you felt about this process. But this gives you a fantastic start to explore how you're feeling about the shapes that you're making and what you're leaning towards. So I would say I'm leaning very much towards these two. These two are very much the shapes that I'm involved with, if you like, at the moment. The squares, not so much. I think I have been through a square stage. I know I've been through a circle stage. I haven't been through a triangular stage. It's not natural to me, the triangles. But you explore for yourself what's natural for you. And then the oval, well, I think the ovals have led me into the cylinder. So I do feel a lovely affinity to those shapes, a natural kind of organic feel in here. And then the cylinder, as I said, and the free draw, these are the two that I'm most at peace with, if you like, that I'm most familiar with and that I resonate with the most. So see what happens when you do yours. What are you resonating with? And that will be an interesting exercise for you to spend a bit of time on. So I hope you've found that helpful. So it's something interesting to explore. You know, you could add colours to it and do lots of different things. And in my next video, I'm going to do it with some paint, and we'll take it a step further. And, you know, again, looking at the colours and our emotions and what is resonating with us. So do leave me a comment. Tell me what your thoughts about this. And again, give me the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and subscribe. And I will look forward to seeing you on the next video. So happy painting, lots of love, and see you soon. Bye for now.